All right, what's up, everybody? We here to take any questions, any live answers, or actually on your phone, you should log on, and then when questions come in, we'll just take people's live questions. If you got any responses, in the meantime, welcome. This is the question and answer session for anybody that wants to find out or ask any questions about the film. Feel free to ask away, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys are learning something from it. It's a culmination of 2 years of hard labor. So we'll go from there.
So my name is Norman Perez. I'm here with Montek Sanchez. He is the director-producer of Mudville Harvest. We have the title on the back. Sorry for it being backwards. But anyway, what we want to do is we want to get to the gist of why Mr. Sanchez made this film, because I think it's important for the public to ask questions and kind of bounce back ideas on what they saw in the film. So my first question to you, Mr. Sanchez, is what prompted you to make this film?
So the purpose of making this film was really to get more educated and be more aware, number one, myself, but also educate the community as far as during that time in 2008, Stockton was designated by Forbes magazine as the most miserable city in America. And for me, having grown up, experienced a lot of the negative aspects that are kind of highlighted in this film in Stockton, to me, that was the reality that I knew, and a lot of the people that I grew up with, that was the alternate reality of kind of what was being promoted in the public. Because when Forbes gave us that designation, I was actually glad to see that, because to me, if a magazine from New York was taking notice of what was happening in Stockton, my hope was like finally we might get some attention and some change might occur. If things get ignored, then they remain the way that they are. So there was this kind of move by the powers that be in this community to kind of whitewash the reality and sweep it under the rug, and they came out with this whole Stockton is magnificent movement, which to me, that's the way I interpreted that. For many people on the surface, it was more of like, well, we're proud of our city, we're proud of where we're from, so it's representing civic pride. But on the inverse of that, it's like, okay, well, are you sweeping the issues under the rug, or are you addressing them? Because I'm committed to addressing them, because unless we can, number one, acknowledge them, we cannot address them, right? So that's really why I came up with this idea to make a film, because I could have one-on-one conversations with people, give lectures, till I'm blue in the face. But I figured if I can make a film that will show you what's happening and put it in an academic, backed research to go along with it. You took a lot of research into this film, the data, and also the community assessment and the one-on-one interviews to really show and give people a voice that in Stockton for far too often are being left out. And so that's really what I came up with the motive to make the film. And I hope that I accomplished that so far. From the feedback that I received, it seems like, people are definitely getting educated, which is the whole point of it. And what I'm hoping for is with the education component of it, what will come next is people will feel that they are moved to action, and that ultimately things may change and improve.
That's right. Okay. Very good, very good. I think the next, going on and piggybacking off everything that you said, I'd like to know, and actually the public would probably like to know, is what the significance of the title means. How did you come up with the title? Why the title?
So the original title for the film was actually called Ground Zero to Dysfunction, the Untold Story of Stockton, California. And what I was trying to do was focus on what was wrong with the city, and kind of, like I said, counter this Mickey Mouse, Disneyland type of whitewashing that was occurring, and show point blank in black and white, this is what is wrong with our city that we need to fix. This is what we need to address. And so I felt like of all the places, there's many cities in America, and a lot of them have a lot of problems, but I felt like Stockton, we have all of the problems, and then sometimes they're amplified. And so I felt like, we're ground zero to a lot of these problems, and if we can successfully address the problems here, we might hope to kind of create a blueprint for other cities that may learn from our efforts, right? So in doing that, I also wanted to be certain not to get too focused on just the negative aspects, right? So towards the end of the film, that's why I try to highlight successes and people that were actually doing good despite the odds, to highlight the resilience and the perseverance of people who come from our community, because we do have a lot of success stories, and those need to be celebrated as well. The whole